So hello everyone, welcome back. This is Manigandan. So in this video we are going to see the scope details for AWS pen test. As you are aware, before going to start any pen test, first we need to understand the environment details from the respective people, so that we will get to know what are the things are in scope or what are the things are not in scope. We will understand everything, and we can do our pen test activity without any service interruption in the cloud account. So in order to do the pen test, AWS pen test, first we have to go for the scope call. In that scope call we have to ask them what is the account number details. Then second detail, this is called account details. Once they will share the account details, but at the same times when you are going to start the activity, using that access key and the secret key, you can retrieve the account number. If both are in same, you are good to start. That is called we will see those technical part in later video, but try to understand the scope call details. That is called account details. When it comes to scope details, that is called resource. As you are aware, in order to do some testing purpose, what actual cloud admin will do, they will create a number of resource. Some of the resource will help us to do the some actual business activity, but some of the things they might have created only for the testing purpose. So we have to ask them what are the things are in scope and what are the things are not in scope. Once we understand the scope details, then we have to go for the environment details. So when it comes to the environment details, so some account will have a kind of production traffic, some account will have a kind of non-production traffic. So we have to ask them whether account is belongs to production or it is belongs to non-production. We have to ask those details in the scope call itself. And testing hours contains. So since you are aware of, some people they won't allow do the pen test activity at any point of time. So morning hours, 8 to 5, they will say okay, this is the very huge business traffic will happen, so you don't need to do any activity in the specific time frame, but apart from that you can do the activity whenever you want. So that is how they used to say. So you have to keep in mind that to ask them what is the exact time frame that we can do the pen test activity, whether we are good to do the pen test activity round the clock, or is there any time constraint. We have to ask this question. And final thing is that read-only access. This is the primary things that we need to understand. So read-only access, first of all, why do we need to have the read-only access? So read-only access is that, as I said, pen test activity, you have to retrieve the list of resources that are running in the cloud account. How are you going to retrieve that one? First you have to have some access. Using that access you can do the activity. It is not good to have a full privilege or creation deletion. So safety purpose, or I do recommend to have a read-only access. So using read-only access you can get the all the details for the cloud account. But what is the procedure to get the read-only access? There are two scenario will comes to picture. That first scenario is that assume role. So what is the meaning of assume role? So just think about the scenario. This is the AWS account. In this account you are going to do the pentest activity. So what usually the people will do the scenario one. So just think about the pen tester. So what they will be asked to this person, I mean to say actual owner of this account. To So we will ask them to create a EC2 instance for us. So in that EC2 instance will be running in that particular AWS account. So in that EC2 instance, what that owner will do, they will assign the assume roles for that EC2 instance. So assume roles means nothing, that it's kind of setup privilege. It's up to them how they are going to defining the policy, but we do recommend to have a read-only access for the EC2 instance. So once you landed into EC2 instance, I mean to say they will create EC2 instance for us. Once they created, they will share the user ID password for to us. Using that user ID password, what we can do, we can land it into that particular EC2 instance. In that EC2 instance we can retrieve the access key and security key, that is called IMDS version 1. So using this EC2 instance we can get the access key and secret key. So yes, so using access key and security, we can configure those details into AWS CLI or any CSPM tool. So what is CSP? CSP Cloud Security Posture Management. So we will configure those details into this tool. Using this tool we will try to do all the activity in that particular AWS account. So in addition to that, I do recommend, or you can ask the cloud owner, that EC2 instance should have the access, I mean to say any port access to all the infrastructure. So why do we need to have any port access? So basically since the cloud, when it comes to cloud pen test, probably that owner of the account, they might have done some misconfiguration in the particular cloud account. Or the second scenario is that that infrastructure, I mean whatever service that are running in that particular AWS account, they might be running some lower version of the application, could be Apache lower version or Nginx lower version. So how we will identify those details? Using this EC2 instance, we will configure Nessus tool on top of EC2 instance. Using that EC2 instance, we will try to find those details also. So please keep ask them to provide any port access in that particular instance. Okay, let me recall what we discussed now. So scenario one, when it comes to assume role, so they usually, let me create a new, so yeah, let me recall what we discussed now. So scenario one approach is that, so pen tester will ask the app team to create a EC2 instance for them. So the EC2 instance will be running in that particular AWS account. Okay, in addition to that, in the EC2 instance will have assume role policy, which help us to read all the resources that are running in that cloud AWS account. So in addition to assume role, we have to ask them to provide any port access. Any port access means to reach out any host in that particular account. So why, as I said, why did we need to have a assume role? Using this role, we will know a list of resources that are running in the particular account. So why do we need to have a this one, any port access? So any port access will help us to identify the outdated service or malicious ports that are running in the particular infrastructure. So this is the scenario one. So when it comes to scenario two, we don't need to have any EC2 instance. So instead of creating EC2 instance, so what a cloud admin will do, they will create IAM user for us. So IAM user for us. So in that IAM user will have a access key and secret key. So access key and security, so they will share those details with the pen tester. So that pen tester, what they will do, they will configure those details into their system, into their local system, or where they are doing the testing. So from that system itself, they will initiate all the pen test activity. Since this IAM user will have a read only access. Okay, so this is how the actual pen test will do. So in this part, I would like to tell you one more thing, that is called CLVA. So basically when it comes to AWS pen test, it is combined of CLVA and pen test activity. So what is about, as you are aware what is pen test, what about CLVA? CLVA means nothing but configuration level vulnerability assessment, which means if in the cloud account admin, they might be doing some misconfiguration, or they might have done some misconfiguration. So those part we will identify using any CSPM tool, cloud security posture management tool, that is called CloudSploit or Pocket tool. There are a number of tools will be there to help us to identify CLV. So this is how the pen test active will happen. But we will discuss in those scenario in later video. Thank you so much watching this. If I missed out something, and one more thing I would like to inform you, this is all about my understanding and my way of doing the activity. If something that I have missed, or if you like to add some more points, please leave comment the comment section, so that whoever going to watch the video, they will understand like actual flow and actual process begin the pen test activity. So thank you so much for watching this video. Have a nice day. Bye.